that. And there's a row of lemon meringue pies on one counter, and a row of, is it dry cleaning machines? Oh, the laundromat machines. And the laundromat machines all say out of order. All of them say out of order. And he's just standing there just looking around, kind of off in his own little world. And Nekazawa walks in. Maki turns to him and goes, do it! Welcome to our wonderful world of crap!
But then Nekazawa just kind of looks at him and is like, I thought this was the dark side. so then Tamaki goes to inspect things further, and he eyes the laundry machines, the coin-operated laundry machines that, you know, all say,
oh dear.
Yes, they'll say, oh dear.
They say, oh dear. And then Honey pops out and explains why one of them won't work. Don't let the why fool you, okay? Oh no! Okay. Oh dear. Sorry. He pops out, he jumps on a rabbit, runs out the room, and I have nothing left.
Sorry.
Out and jumped on the rabbit and sped out of the room. Tamaki jumps out of another washing machine, explaining what that motor was. Followed by a train of wrenches attached to him by a string.
Which... Wrenches attached to a string? Nekazawa said, "Totally planned." This is so strange. I honestly did think this was the dark side, but clearly I'm... No, it can't be. I can't be. I'm in hell! That's the good part of hell!
And Tamaki, meanwhile, is having fun just going into washing machines and jumping out of them and, you know, over here saying, I didn't know commoner things could be so fun!
Nekazawa looked at him oddly. Commoner things are normally this fun. Usually not in this state, but they are normally fun. The wrenches I did not expect. He mumbled indiscreetly.
Then all of a sudden, here comes Hikaru, and Karu dancing across the floor doing can-can! It's pretty dresses! Sorry, this will be horrible. Can-can, can you do the can-can? Da-da-da-da-da-da. What is going on here?
So then, you know, Haruhi comes in and is like, what is going on here? You guys, this isn't even the Ouran Host Club, is it? No, Haruhi. No, my daughter. This is the mortal world. This is the commoner's world. And Haruhi just kind of...
Nekazawa butts in. This is hell! This is utter hell! Bring me out of this world of light and put me in the darkness once more, please!
Please, not anything but this purgatory! And Honey comes back on his bunny, and the bunny jumps up and says, I can free you from this place!
And then Mori comes in and just stares and goes, oh.
And meanwhile we have Honey going, Takashi! Takashi! We're in a wonderful place of lemon meringue pies! So Haruhi spies the wrenches attached to Tamaki's leg and takes the wrenches and starts walking up to the washing machines and heading to fix them while Tamaki turns on her and says, is this the magical world of the commoners?
No, for the last time! Look at the Nekazawa! He says it's hell! We have to get out of here! And the bunny's over in the corner going, guys, hi! He's free you! Does anybody care?
Meanwhile, we have two random unicorns coming in. They start going, we're in hell, Charlie! We're in hell! Honey looks to the unicorn and goes, unicorn! Can I ride one? Tamaki, can I ride one?
Tamaki looks at Honey. Maybe. Honey stares at Tamaki expectantly. Please. His eyes going wide in adoration.
And Tamaki just decides at this point that he's just not entirely sure what's going on anymore, neither is anybody else, and so he starts following Haruhi. Unfortunately, he's ignoring Honey, who is now just wibbling horribly. Oh, no, why are you ignoring me? And oh, frick.
Sorry.
Okay, drag her off the stage. Alright, everybody grab your pockets.
Hey,
You're on the
pockets alone.
I'll pay. Okay. Ow! Boyfriend's car.
Okay, so where were we? Okay, meanwhile, poor Honey was over there wiggling because he wanted so badly to keep the unicorn. Suddenly, Kyo-Yo comes in and is all like, guys, our finances for this term are really, really bad. And
Tamaki turns to, what was his name? Kyo-Ya, thank you. Tamaki turns to Kyo-Ya and says, nothing can be done without proper expense. Especially with the meringue pies, those look really good.
So then Tamaki eyes the unicorns and goes, we could use this, mother. And Kyo-Ya looks at the unicorns, looks to Tamaki, and goes, oh, just what are you planning, father?
Suddenly, Renge comes flying out of the floor, shouting, unicorns for all! How do you like my imports from Sweden? She models her dress. Oh, and I made this especially for this event. Nothing can put a price on unicorns. What's the bunny for?
And Honey just kind of looks at her like, oh, that's my bunny. And Renge just kind of looks at it and goes, oh! I could use this to buy a fat bitch. And Tamaki just kind of looks at her like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think so. This is kind of scary. Yes.
And thus the bunny looks upon them and says, why aren't you listening? I can see your salvation from this hell. Listen! And Honey looks upon the bunny and goes, it's so cute. Tamaki looks to the rabbit expectantly. Do you have a fluffy tail? He asks. Honey says, yes, it does. And he pets the bunny, only for it to jump into the air and shout, don't touch me!
So now everybody's a little freaked out by this rabbit because, you know, he's not acting like a normal rabbit. I mean, normal rabbits, I mean, they would cower if they were a pet, maybe. I mean, if they didn't like the affection. But okay, so anyway, on the subject, back onto the subject here. So Tamaki was looking at the rabbit and going, geez, what are you on? And then goes to the unicorns and goes, you guys are a lot more friendly than that guy, right? Yes. We're going to lead you the way to Candy Mountain.
The rabbit looks around. You have cemented your life in hell! Absolute hell, you will be stuck here forever because you have touched me.
Can you pet me again? And so Honey jumps up and goes, of course I will! So he starts petting the bunny, and the bunny actually starts liking it. So, yes, in a PG-13 way, because this is a PG-13 panel. But, so while Honey was busy, Takashi just kind of, you know, Mori, he stood by and he just kind of went, Honey didn't even notice that there were still lemon meringue pies, so Tamaki went over and tasted one and was like, wow, this is good.
Meanwhile, Hikaru and Kaoru are still doing the cat game. As they did not know the words. Pulling out skirts from absolutely nowhere, they threw them over their current petticoats and proceeded into a waltz. Scooping up merengue pies and throwing them in Nekozawa's face, who sat forgotten in a corner, as the rabbit purred. Yes, purred. As the unicorns looked upon the spectacle in awe. So this is the human world.